Lightweight bout here. Thiago Moises coming in at plus 125 against Benoit Saint-Denis, who sits at minus 155. Over under 2.5 rounds, plus 102 for the over, minus 132 for the under. Benoit Saint-Denis coming in here off a big win his last time out against Ishmael Bonfim. Completely derailed that hype train. He was a big underdog in that one. He was a plus 250 dog. Goes in there, kicks him in the body like 20 times in a row, takes him down and submits him. And it was like, what the hell just happened? Benoit seems to be that guy as far as everything goes with the toughness and just the ability to win fights. Thiago Moises coming in here off the win against Melquizael Costa. And, I mean, it's kind of been up and down for him. You look at his career in the UFC, he was on a good win streak there and then fought Islam Makhachev, lost to him in round 4, got subbed there, and then another loss to Yoel Alvarez, and then comes back and beats Christos Giagos and Melquizael Costa. So he's looking to get on another run here, but he's facing a tough guy in Benoit Saint-Denis, both with the skills and just with everything that he comes with. He's only 27 years old, so he's got a good future. What do you think takes this one? It should be a good fight.
Yeah, I like Saint-Denis for a couple of reasons. Just his overall, man, his toughness, and he just got that dog in him. Like people say, man, he's going to fight tooth and nail to get a win. Like he's almost impossible to put out, which I don't think he's going to have to worry about taking big shots from Moises on the feet. If he has to go to the grappling, he will. It's going to be tough against Moises. But, overall, I feel like the well-roundedness probably sits with Saint-Denis as far as, on the feet, he's powerful. He'll land some big shots. He can take shots, and, he gets guys to the ground too. And on top, he's super, super strong, and he's heavy, and he's damn near impossible to finish. For Thiago Moises, though, like you mentioned, it's kind of been up and down in his career. But if you look at the names he's losing to, it's Beneil Dariush, Damir Ismagulov, who was like 20-something and 1 at the time of that loss. Islam Makhachev and Joel Alvarez. So he's fighting, high-level guys, or at least who he's losing to. Yeah. And then he's beating guys like Michael Johnson, Bobby Green, and Alexander Hernandez. So, yeah, man, it should be a pretty even fight when you look at it, especially in the grappling department. Like Moises has really good jiu-jitsu. And, he's not going to go and get you down with ease or get a guy like Saint-Denis down with ease, in my opinion, because Saint-Denis is so strong and that wrestling is so good, and defensive wrestling especially. So if this thing doesn't really go to the ground as much as people think and it's sitting there on the feet, I just think Saint-Denis is going to be landing the bigger shots, the more powerful shots that hurt him. We've seen Moises finish Joel Alvarez, and he's taken some big shots in fights before that too. So overall, I think Saint-Denis gets this thing done. I really like him. He's riding some momentum, gets that big win over Bonfim as a big underdog. I mean, that's huge for your confidence. Former special ops for the French military. I mean, he's just a straight up killer. So, those guys like that are notoriously damn near impossible to put out. And I don't see Moises being able to do so on the feet. It's going to have to be the ground, but I just don't see him being, levels above Saint-Denis by any means there. So, yeah, I'm going to stick with Saint-Denis for the pick here. I do like him as a fighter. He's a lot of fun to watch.
It's tough to ignore, like, the level that Thiago Moises has fought at. And you compare that to what Benoit Saint-Denis has been fighting at. That's probably why, he's looked so good. Or at least you would consider, taking him over a guy like Thiago Moises, who's gotten fights over – or wins even over like a Bobby Green or Michael Johnson or Alexander Hernandez, guys that you would know to be around, the bubble of the lightweight division. So that's tough to ignore, but it's also tough to ignore Benoit as far as like the skills and just the performances that he's put on. He's never lost he's never won a decision, I should say. He's lost one fight in his entire career. It was by decision. And it was to a welterweight. It was at welterweight. She's never lost at 155. Got to take that into account. But, the wins, Nicholas Stolze, Gabriel Miranda, granted he finished both of them within 2 rounds, but those guys are like, they're not good. They're not good at all. The win over Bonfim was very eye-opening, but I also, I don't know if we're going to find out a lot about Benoit Saint-Denis, how good he is in this fight. This is a real test for him against Thiago Moises. And Thiago Moises trains at ATT with the likes of Grant Dawson. The grappling is off the charts. Benoit likes to take the fight to the ground and use that grappling. So I don't know how much success he'll have with that coming in here against Thiago Moises. So it's a real test. I don't think I could play Saint-Denis at that price. I do think he wins, but in this spot against Moises has just been around such good fighters for a very long time that I couldn't take Saint-Denis at chalk. So honestly, maybe see some value on Thiago Moises to me, but it's very tough to go against Saint-Denis in the home country of France as well. So
yeah, and that's another thing. And like, what really does it to me, like I've looked at this fight so much because I'm excited for this one. Moises, you look at his wins, and a lot of them he's getting the fights to the ground, and that's how he's winning fights. You look at him against Bobby Green, for example, he wins the decision, but he got outstruck 42. He had in Bobby Green to 85. So a lot of that fight was him getting the fight to the ground and doing work and winning some rounds there. And against Michael Johnson, he gets the fight to the ground and he finds a submission, but was getting outstruck heavily before that. So if he can't get Saint-Denis to the ground, I just don't know if he has the output or the power. Like, he only lands 2.47 significant strikes per minute, and that's even with being on top of guys and landing ground and pound and stuff. So it's just, I don't know if it stays on the feet, if he's got the pace and the volume and the power shots to look that good to the judges, because Saint-Denis throws over 4 significant strikes per minute. He's got an 85% takedown defense. He's super built and strong. So I just feel like it's going to be a lot harder for Moises to get to those positions. And for that reason, I don't know. I feel like Saint-Denis has the skills to do it, but nonetheless, it'll be high level, especially in the grappling department. It'll be a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, I do think Saint-Denis probably has the advantage on the feet. So there's that. I don't know how, like, they're both pretty well matched as far as everything goes, but yeah, I'll take Saint-Denis for the pick.
The line movement too is interesting. Saint-Denis opened, it was near pick'em, and now he's all the way up to minus 155. So